Look, there's your friend.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and I just forgot to say my last name. And we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Lila's
Um,
really vocal too.
yeah, we are both holding a dog, a
Yes.
needy dog.
Yes.
So, Siri, what are you drinking today?
Today I have water out of my newest Stanley.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Ask me what I'm drinking.
Allison, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking, it's mostly
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Oh,
Well, when my parents and my brother were here Christmas morning, we had brunch with mimosas. And apparently, because I had to leave to go to work, and apparently they left a bottle of champagne just like all but a little bit finished. And so when I was like going through the fridge, because I'm leaving in a couple days, so I was going through making sure, I'm not leaving any food. And I found that bottle that they had like shoved the cork back into, and it was flat, obviously. But I was like, well, I'm not wasting it. So I poured the leftover in with my Chardonnay.
well, all right. That's
Yeah.
choice.
I mean, it's just basically still wine now. Yeah. Anyway, we're
Great.
not wasteful. Yeah. I've been packing for the last several hours. Um, I'm really missing when I had my big suitcase.
Don't you still have a big suitcase?
I have the giant suitcase that's too big for the airline requirements, so I'm scared to fly with it.
Well, no one ever notices that stuff.
My luck, they would.
Mm.
I don't know. I've flown with it before, but only once. But my mom made me scared. So I can check two bags, and so they're both going to be two like medium-sized suitcases. And that's just not ideal because where my parents live, it's very cold. So, like my clothes take up a lot of room. And my
Yes.
mom wanted me to bring a whole suitcase basically empty because she wants to take me shopping for my birthday.
Well, you just take one carry-on suitcase
Yeah.
with the dog and then just shove all your personal stuff in pockets slash the dog carrier. That's what I did.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do for a carry-on yet because my little carry-on suitcase, the zipper broke
Oh yeah, the
my
little one.
last trip. So like I could still take it, but it would be questionable. Then I have like that little black one that I bought for my last trip, which the zipper was not super reliable on, but also the main reason I wanted that kind of bag was because I wanted to be able to roll Lila on top of it. But it's more narrow than her carrier, so it didn't really work out.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, well, I should just take my backpack because that's the most reliable. Plus, like my thing when I'm traveling with a pet is that I still need to have access to some kind of pocket for like my wallet and my phone charger and heaven forbid glucose tablets and things like that.
That's why I have all of those jackets with massive pockets.
Yeah,
AirPods, battery
yeah,
pack, phone charger,
I'm
mint.
taking my giant Iceland coat because it's been so cold there. And
Oh,
my
I
dad
meant
was
like
like,
just with the pockets for on the plane.
oh,
But
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because my Iceland coat has like 30 pockets.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
I used to fly with it all the time, but I stopped taking it because it was never really cold enough there to wear it. Like it's not as it doesn't like make me overheat, but it feels excessive because it is so big. But I used to fly with it all the time, even when it was warm out because of the pockets.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do that. We'll see.
Function over comfort. I don't know.
Yeah. Part of me is like, I kind of just want to go to um TJ Maxx tomorrow
And get
and see what they have.
Yeah.
Even though I don't have money to spend on luggage right now, I'm just annoyed to the point because I have my clothes packed and books because my mom and I like trade books, and that is basically a whole suitcase.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done any toiletries, none of Lila's stuff, none of my work stuff because I'm working while I'm there.
Well, you saw how much luggage I had coming back from Minnesota with the
Yeah.
dogs and everything. I had 3 suitcases.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did.
Yeah. One of them is my mother's. She will probably never be getting it back.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what moms do.
Yeah. Hello, whichever dog said hello.
Oh, that was Panini. I can't believe you heard it. It was so high pitched.
I did hear it. Normally I don't hear them, but
Yeah, they get filtered out really well, but
yeah.
no, she's upset. She's been chewing on one of the toys, and Mocha keeps on stealing the toys she's chewing on, which makes her scream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like a screaming kazoo.
Great.
Panini Beanie. What are you doing? Mocha, are you causing problems? Are you causing problems? She's looking at me like, what? You? I'm like, you're chewing on her toy.
Poor Mocha Bean.
Mocha, do you want to come sit with me? Yes, she does. Problem solved.
Hi, Bean.
Now Mocha can sit with me, and
Good.
Panini can chew on her toy.
I got a notice in the mail a few days ago to be like, you have unclaimed property. So I like did the thing online where I like filled out the thing, and I've already heard back from them, and I had to like sign a thing to be like, yes, I am in fact the person. But that led me to do because I've seen on TikTok where this girl has been like, this is how I funded my trip to Europe, and that you like Google the state you live in, unclaimed property, and then they can like look it up. It's a government website.
Yeah, I've
Um,
done it. Yeah.
and that was the only thing I had that was unclaimed. So it wasn't as exciting as I wanted it to be, but I
No.
have,
Is
I
it
think
something
it's
that,
like $82.
but are you going to be able to actually get it?
I think so.
Because I looked mine up one time and I can't remember what the amount was. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was from the first apartment I lived in LA, but I would need like the property owner's signatures in order to get anything. And I'm like, I was renting, like,
Yeah.
so I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to get that.
Yeah. No, this was like for a COVID test that I did like 3 years ago.
Look at
So
the baby. He's a
little
baby.
bean.
A baby seal.
Oh,
Well, that's nice. You'll get some money.
Yeah.
Money, money, money. Money,
Yeah.
money, money. Oh,
Oh.
Panini. Now Panini's upset. Panini, do you want to come sit with me now? Come here, child. Come.
I was originally supposed to leave today. And then I changed my flight because last week I got offered a show for this week and it sounded like a sure thing. And then I have heard nothing.
I hate that.
I know. So I'm missing 3 days with my family. So that's fun.
But now you got all this extra time to take down Christmas and pack your
That is
stuff.
true. I did take down Christmas. I took down the outdoor stuff today. It took all of 20
Oh.
minutes.
Oh.
Because I didn't have that much up outside. But inside took like a solid day and a half.
Yeah, that was
Not a full
whole
day,
thing.
but it took probably 8 hours put together.
Well, it's such a process.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
everything has to go into a place too.
Yeah. Yeah, I started this Christmas season, so I put all of my stuff in those clear like storage bins so that it's water protected. I started this season with 3 bins full of stuff, and I now have 6.
Well,
Yeah. I put up what Valentine's stuff I have, which is not a ton. But it's cute. Definitely room for more. And my house feels so empty now without my giant
all the
Christmas
Christmas
tree.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And today I brushed Lila and Winston's teeth. They
Woohoo.
hated it and they were very vocal. I also hated it, but I was not as vocal.
Oh my gosh.
But her teeth still look pretty good from her cleaning. And now her breath smells minty, so that's exciting.
Good.
So, yeah.
Yay.
Where we're going is going to be, let's see, I think the highest high for the next week is 27, which is a warm front for them because last week the high was like -1. So,
What a delight.
yeah, I packed my coat, haven't packed hers yet. I need to, but it's going to be an adventure, right, Lila? And I have,
Lila's gonna be so excited.
she is. She's not going to love the flying part, but she's going
That's
to
why
love,
you have drugs.
yes, she's going to love the once we get there part.
Yes.
Are you going to go on an airplane? Yeah.
Nini is like absolutely like tearing into this little Dracula toy. It sounds like she's destroying something important, but I keep looking over and it is indeed still the Dracula dog toy.
Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been packing all day, and now that I sat down, I'm like, I'm tired.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's fair.
Yeah. And it hasn't even been all day. It's just been a couple hours, but still,
Still.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I have therapy at 9 tonight. Because when I made the
Wow.
appointment, the show was either supposed to film today or tomorrow. So I like had to
Oh,
make it
yeah.
at a time that I knew I wouldn't be working. But it's so that she can fill my meds before I leave. Speaking of meds, the
Oh my
pharmacy.
gosh. Yeah.
So, okay, I have therapy every month, obviously. And the main reason I do it that often is because I am on anti-anxiety meds. And so I have to see her every month so that she can fill that prescription. Those pills with my insurance are $1.83. So like that's doable.
Yes.
My insulin is auto refilled, or it was. I turned that off after this happened, but it was auto filled every 3 months because my doctor prescribes it in 3 months supply. So the last time I got my insulin was in September, and I've just been using it until it's gone because that's like $125 every time I pick it up, and that's not money that I have extra very often. Anyway, it was ready to pick up. I went to the pharmacy on January 6th to get my anxiety meds, and they also had my insulin ready. And the pharmacy person asked me if I wanted to get my insulin too, and I was like, "Oh, not right now. I don't have enough money for it." And she's like, "Okay." In the past, when it's been auto refilled and I like haven't made it in time or I didn't have the money, it just automatically pushes back the pickup date.
Yeah.
Apparently, this woman canceled my prescription because now it didn't do that. And so now the next auto refill date is in March. I have enough for about 3 weeks left. And now that I have the money, so online it still shows it as an active prescription. So she didn't remove it, which great. But it shows that on the 6th it was canceled, and it says contact the pharmacy if you still need this. So last night I called the number they gave me and it was an automated
Yeah.
thing, which I don't really trust automated things, but that was the first step, so whatever. And it listed it as a fillable prescription. So I was like,
Yeah.
cool. So I selected it and it said it was be ready for me by 10 last night. And then last night when I checked before I went to bed, it said delayed. And I was like, well, they probably didn't have it in stock. Hopefully it'll be there tomorrow, meaning today. Then today I get a text being like, it's too soon to fill your prescription. The next available date is in March. And I was like, so I called and I did like the speak to representative like 30 times before they actually put you through to someone.
Yeah.
And the woman who answered was so robotic and unfeeling and cold. And I like explained the situation and
What was her name? Let's call
I
her
don't
out.
remember.
Okay. What a bitch. We
Um,
hate her.
yeah, she was not very nice to me. But this is like, I talk to people on the phone. You've heard me. I'm nice.
Yeah.
I am excessively nice. And so when she answered, I was like, "Hi, this is my problem. I'm hoping you can help." And she's like, "Okay, hang on," and put me on hold. Like, didn't tell me she was putting me on hold. But then a couple minutes later, she came back and, we found the prescription I needed. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, we can't fill that until March." And I was like, "Yeah, well, this is the situation. It was canceled unintentionally. And online it says that if I still need it, I can contact. And I do still need it because it's insulin." And I like laughed when I said it. And she was like, "Yeah, we can't fill it until March." And I was like, "Okay, well, is there a way that we can like elevate the situation or, appeal it?" And she was like, "No, we can't do that." And she was like, "You can get it in March." And I was like, "Well,"
It's insulin.
I was like, "It's insulin. I need it." And she was like, "Well, you told me you have 2 vials left." And I was like, "That's enough for like 3 weeks. That's not enough till March." And she was like, "Well, there's nothing I can do." And I was like, "But it's insulin. Like, I'll die." And she was like, "Well, I can't help you." Like,
We
said it
hate
like
her.
that.
We
And
hate
I
her.
was like, "Okay, thanks." And then she didn't even say anything and she just hung up on me. And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" But I have an appointment with my doctor while I'm visiting my parents. And so my mom, because I called her immediately to like vent, and I was like, "What am I supposed to do? Like, I fucking need insulin. I'll die." Like, that's the least dramatic thing I've said.
Yeah, like because
Like,
it's
it's
I
dramatic, but
mean,
it's true.
yeah, it's not wrong.
It's not, I'm not exaggerating at all. 3 days without insulin is the most or the least it takes, and then done. And it's not a pleasant death. Like, I would very much like to not be killed by my organs liquefying from the acidity in my blood. Um, yep, that was intentional. You're welcome. I should have said that to the lady on the phone. Um, but my mom was like, you have your appointment with your endo in a couple weeks, and she'll submit the new prescription, and that should refill or like reset the dates. And I was like, well, I hope you're right. Anyway, I'm sure she is right. The whole thing, I was just like, that feels illegal. Like withholding medication that is not optional.
That feels like someone fucked up somewhere and then that person didn't know how to deal with it properly and then was
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, it feels illegal. Also, another reason I didn't get it in the beginning of January is because when the new year started and everything like reset online, it was showing my copay is like almost $500. And I knew that was wrong because my copay has always been 125 for 3 months. So that's another reason I didn't get it because I didn't even have $125. I definitely didn't have 500.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was fun and hopefully my mom is right and hopefully my doctor can fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gotta be. There's gotta be a way.
My mom was
Oh,
like, "Well, we'll get you insulin even if we have to rob a pharmacy." And I'm like, "But we shouldn't have to."
right? It's just
Like,
ridiculous.
I have the prescription. My insurance covers it. I don't understand the problem.
Like it should not have been canceled. Like you should just
No.
be able to get your prescription.
Yeah, agreed. And like online it said if you still need it, contact the pharmacies. Like I did contact the pharmacy and she was like, "We can't help you." Then why did you give me hope? Anyway, I also woke up with a hive today.
do see that.
And that's the first time I've had one since December because my allergy shots have been working. So like that's
Mm.
exciting. I mean, that's still just like a month, but I don't quite know what to do with it. And I took like a second dose of my pills this morning, and normally that will like make it go away, but that was
A while ago.
10 hours ago and nothing's happened. So,
It's interesting. Keep an eye
yep.
on that.
Yep.
It hasn't gotten bigger or
Yep.
smaller.
No. It's not bigger for sure.
Okay.
It might be slightly smaller, but it's still pretty red and it like
Yeah.
has a different texture.
Texture. Okay.
So, I probably just need
Huh.
to put some of my cream on it. But I thought those pills, because normally the pills, because they're like
Yeah.
anti whatever, normally they make stuff go away pretty fast. But anyway, and I'm like right in the middle of my shots.
Yeah. That's
But
odd.
it's like
Old.
I'm not depleted in anything. Theoretically, I'm at the peak.
Yeah.
So I don't know. My body
I-
is going through something.
My apartment is a disaster. I'm like so glad that you can't really make out what is happening in here.
When I was taking down Christmas, my apartment looked like the North Pole was bombed. Like,
I also like how you can see, like a lot of times you can see your three American Girl dolls, and now you can see my three here.
good.
I mean, Belle is just out of sight here, but
I can see her. I know that that's her.
yeah, but you can mostly see Kendra. Kit is here, and then Nikki is sitting in her chair,
Good.
her inflatable chair.
Yes. I really want to move the rest of mine out here. I just have no idea where I would put them.
Oh my God. You would need to get like, honestly, like that one guy on TikTok
On
that has the
TikTok.
house thing. Like, cause he has the room at his parents' house that's like it's a built-in, but he also has the one where it's the house. And like you need something like that, and you'd have to find a
Yeah.
wall to put that on and display it.
Yeah.
The dogs just threw a toy on this like
Oh, is
side
that what
table
that
thing.
was?
Yeah. Look at
I
like
heard like
how the
it
fuck did
sounded,
that happen? And now
yeah,
Mocha's like afraid to like, how did that get there, Mocha? Like I'm so confused.
ghosts. That's why she's
I
scared.
can help you. Look at this. All right. I was so confused. Podcasting with Pets.
Yay! Yeah, I keep like looking around my room because I have that shelf that's in my bathroom I got for a video like a year ago, and it came in a set of 3. So I still have 2 left. Plus, I'm like really not committed to that shelf in that location.
Oh, the one with the ducks on it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's what I
Um,
thought you were talking about, but just wanted to
so
make sure.
technically I have 3 of those shelves. So I keep being like, where could I put them that I could put my dolls on them? But my room is pretty full. I also really want to get the stands for them so they could stand. But I would want to
Yeah.
get the ones from the American Girl website because they're like the aesthetic I would want. Because Amazon only has metal ones, and I do not want, like, they just look, they're not the vibe.
Yeah.
And American Girl has wood ones, but they're white. That very much is the vibe. Like, the only wood ones on Amazon are like brown wood, and that's not the vibe for my room.
Yeah.
So I would want the white ones from American Girl, but they're like $20 each.
It'd be a slow process to acquire.
Yeah, I have 10 dolls. That would be like $200 just in stands.
Oh.
Wait, let me see if that's even right. Because here I have Yvette, I have Isabel, I have Christina Elizabeth. Then at my parents' house I have Felicity, Samantha, Kit, Josefina, Molly, Kaya,
Dear Kirsten.
and Kirsten. Yeah, so that's 10 at least. I don't think I'm forgetting any.
Wait, did you say Kaya?
Yeah.
Okay. Kaya, Kirsten, Felicity.
Yeah. Yeah, the only one of the I think it is 10 because the I had 9 and the only one of the original historical dolls that I don't have is Addie.
Addie. Yeah.
And I regret not getting her because now her dress is different and it's not as cute as the original. And the original one does exist online, but it's like $400. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that I don't think that needs to happen. Like, do I want Addie? Yes. Do I want to pay $400 just to have the pink dress? No, not really.
Yeah. Because you can still get her, just not in that dress.
Yeah. I wonder if I could find just the dress and not the doll. But I also wonder if the new doll is different. Because sometimes for
Honestly,
the
like
newer dolls, they change the mold a little bit, you know?
they're all a little different. Like I think I showed you like the my two older dolls, like
Mm,
they're like a little bit bigger than the new ones.
yeah.
And like the material is a little bit different.
Yeah. So Christina Elizabeth is my oldest one because she was the very first one I got. And she and Isabel look almost identical. The only real difference is the eyes. And Christina Elizabeth is like a slightly different skin tone.
Yeah,
But other than that, they look almost
they're pretty
identical.
similar. Yeah,
So I'm pretty sure mine are like
pretty close.
close enough. But I've noticed with some of the historical dolls that like left and came back, like Samantha, the new Samantha I can tell is different from my Samantha.
That's my just like you, like
Mm-hmm.
the newer versions of her
Yeah.
are different. And it's weird because
Yeah.
I'll see pictures and I'm like, that's not my doll.
Yeah.
That's not the picture I picked.
Yeah. But eventually I want them all out here and I want to, I guess slowly, I could slowly start getting stands.
Mhm.
Because after I got Yvette, I have 3 on that chair now and I can't fit any more there. So it's time to figure out something else. I have those shelves, I just don't know where I would put them.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of where they would go in your room too.
Like they could go above my mirror, like my vanity mirror, but then they would be kind of tall and I don't
Yeah,
know. I
be
don't
like
know.
too close to the ceiling or something.
Yeah. Plus it would like kind of cut the wall in a weird way.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Just freaking out. She always does this. I live in an apartment building. How dare people walk by the door?
How dare they walk by her door?
It's really rude of them, really.
Honestly, they should know Mocha lives here and it's not okay.
So my car was in the
Yeah.
shop all weekend. Basically, all of the lights came on last Friday. Love that for me. And I was like, whatever, it might be like electrical. So I just continued driving it to work and was like, I bet I'll turn the car off. And then when I let it rest and turn it back
It'll be
on,
fine.
they'll be gone because that's stuff that happens with older cars. Nope, that was indeed not what happened. And so I Googled what some of the codes were, or not what some of the codes were, but what some of the lights were. And I was like, all right, well, it's telling me that this one means I shouldn't be driving it and I should
Great.
instantly pull over because something's overheating in the engine. Awesome. Love that for me. But all of the car places were closed already. So I drove it to an AutoZone. They ran the codes and they were basically like, yeah, there's nothing that you can fix. You have to bring it to a mechanic. Like, cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So I had to drive it. We kind of talked about this already on the other podcast. But anyway, I had to drive it to Subaru in the morning and they took it. They couldn't diagnose it until Monday, which they did. And it was like a shit ton of stuff, like $8,000 worth. And I was like, we're going to only do the 2 that are like absolutely necessary. So $4,000 later,
Yep.
which they did tell me it could take a week. It took a day.
Yay!
So I was able to pick it up yesterday after school.
Which was great.
Yes, it was a lovely time. So I have a car again.
I'm so glad it didn't take a week.
I know, me too. I was so stressed.
So it
Like,
really did work out because you only wound up being like 24 hours, not even, without a car.
yeah, exactly.
Because over the weekend, because Jasenia was staying here, I just made Siri take my car. because
Yeah,
I was
because
like,
then
I don't need it.
because you would have had to have driven that distance anyway. Like you would have had to
Yeah,
drive me home and then come back and then
exactly.
pick me up and then come back. So it saved,
It did.
I don't know,
It saved some gas and some mileage because instead of having to make that trip
twice.
twice in 12 hours, because I
Yeah.
would have had to bring you home, then
And
go
then
home, and
and
then
then pick
wake
me
up
up.
early to go get you.
So we alleviated that
Yes.
because I wake up early anyway.
Yeah, I don't. I tried to get up earlier today so that I could get stuff done. And I even set alarms. I set so many alarms. And I kind of remember them going off. And I definitely remember pushing snooze. And then I just didn't wake up
It's
again,
okay.
apparently.
You needed the rest.
Did I?
Oh my gosh, you know what I realized? I don't think we've talked on the podcast. The dogs are screaming. I don't know if it's getting cut out. We
I
haven't,
can't hear it.
okay, good, because it was really loud. Anyway, um, I don't think we've talked on the podcast about our thoughts on Mean Girls.
No, because we haven't podcasted since we saw it.
I
So
know.
we saw Mean Girls Monday night with some friends. I personally, overall, I liked it. And overall, I would recommend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to remember that this is not a remake of the original movie. It's an
Yes.
adaptation of the Broadway musical.
Yes.
I do think they did a good job including things that were not in the musical that people would have been mad about.
Yeah.
Um, I do agree with TikTok in that there probably were better choices for the role of Katie, or at least
Like
having a
vocally.
singing double.
Yes.
But also, that's partially the fault of the musical director because I feel like if they had kept what was written, even if she struggled with it, I feel like at least it would have helped with
A
the
little bit.
emotions of it.
Yeah. Instead of being
Yeah.
so like slow and like
hmm
monotone. Yeah.
And they
I would
also, it wasn't really fair to her because she had never done any theater and she's up against like Renee Rapp.
like she's not a musical theater kid. Like she's a great actress. I thought she was
Yeah.
lovely. She just isn't a musical theater kid.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've liked her in everything I've seen her in, except for this now. But it wasn't even that she was bad. It was just that everyone else was on such a different level that it was like very obvious that she hadn't done musical theater before.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just realized I still have a pimple patch on from last night, so
You know, kids do that on purpose these days, but with the star
yeah.
ones,
Yeah.
it's like normal. That's like a whole thing. They're like, it's cool to go to school with a star pimple patch on.
Yeah, people do that at work sometimes.
Yeah. The children, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, what did you have any thoughts to add?
I really liked obviously Renee Rapp. I just love her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I really liked it. I thought it was fun how they did some of the musical numbers. Revenge Party, I thought was so fun. A lot of the hallway
I
camera
loved how
work
they
was
did
just so
that. Yeah.
impressive. Yeah, Revenge Party and Sexy, I thought were so fun. I honestly, I love the movie version of Sexy better than the Broadway version. It's just a little
It's
bit more like,
great.
I don't know what the word is for it. It's not as like try hard like for the
Yeah.
show. Like it made sense like it was like that, but like I love how it was just more like groovy fun in the movie.
Yeah. I will say one criticism I've heard that I disagree with is some people did not like the Karen casting. I
Oh,
loved her. I thought she was great.
yeah. I like Avantika. I mean, I think she was pretty like caricature, but like I thought she was fun.
I did too. I really liked, I think her name is BB, who
Oh yeah,
played
BB
Gretchen.
Wood.
I thought
Yeah.
she did a great job.
She was so perfect.
Yeah,
Did
and
you hear
Gretchen's
Tina Fey?
wardrobe.
Yes.
Oh, Tina Fey what?
Did you hear Tina Fey they were like asking her about the casting process, and she was like, they couldn't find a Gretchen. They couldn't find a Gretchen. So she went back and watched all of the footage and like came across BB Woods and was just like, it's her. She's Gretchen. And then she looked at her name and realized she had booked her when she was 10 on 30 Rock.
I did notice that when I went through her IMDb. I was like, oh, she was on 30
Yeah,
Rock.
that's what she's like, I went and looked at her IMDb and I was like, oh my God, I've worked with her when she was 10 on 30 Rock. So I always pick her, apparently. I just love her.
Good. No, I worked with her years ago on The Real O'Neills, and she was like 13 then,
Little.
probably. But yeah, I
So
loved her. I
weird
thought
because
she did
now
a
we're the
great
same
job.
age.
I know, we're the same age now.
Yeah.
But I
No,
thought she
she
was
was so
great.
perfect.
And
I got,
Gretchen's wardrobe was my favorite out of any of the plastics.
I think I liked Karen's.
Karen's also was really good.
It was really good. I did not love Regina's
Yeah,
wardrobe
I have
choices.
some complaints about Regina's wardrobe because I felt like they shopped at Shein. And first of all, Regina George probably would laugh at the name Shein. Um, but Regina George would not have purchased most of the things they put her in, and that bugged
No.
me.
It was a choice for sure. I also thought it was interesting that they made Regina George an angel instead of like the bunny for the Halloween scene. But in the
Yeah,
original movie, they did have an angel, but it was like a two-girl making out shot.
yeah, yeah.
But
I
also
did
funny
wind
because
up,
I love her song Snow Angel.
yeah, I did wind up really liking Busy Phillips as Regina's mom.
Yes, me too.
I mean, I knew she'd be great in it, but I remember saying that I wish they had gone with someone else, but now I can't remember who.
I remember you saying that too, and I can't remember because
I have
Busy
no
was like
idea.
perfect. She was
She
great.
was.
It
They
was like
did a great job.
perfect for Renee and like,
Yes. I thought they did a great job with both Regina's mom and Katie's mom because they look like the
yes,
kids. Like Jenna
it was good.
Fisher and Gowrie Rice genuinely look like they're related. And then Busy Phillips and Renee Rapp genuinely look like they're
They could
related.
be related.
And I loved how they used Regina's mom in this one, which that differed from the musical too.
Mm.
But the changes they made, I thought were great. I thought that they updated it well. Because even just from like when the
From the
musical came
musical.
out to now, there were things that needed to be tweaked to like update it.
Fixed for the times.
Yes, and I thought they did a great job doing that. And I don't think it's a spoiler anymore. I love Lindsay Lohan's cameo.
Yes, it was so great. Our whole auditorium clapped,
Yes.
even though half of them didn't even like it. But
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked the theater we were in because it was like groups of people who were there for a good time,
yes,
and that was great. Well,
we laughed at all the product placements too. Like some people
yes.
hated it, but we like thought it was like campy. I don't know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
we're out of time. So that'll bring us to the end of this episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
and I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving. Clearly
Clearly